And our mandate and my mandate as foreign minister is really to counter propaganda online. Social media companies need to do more. They need to make sure that they recognize that states have jurisdictions over them.
They need to ban us harder is what you mean. They need to ban us harder. A hallmark of all great dystopian societies is the reversal in sense of words. Freedom means censorship. Good means bad. Up means down. And boys are girls, of course, and men are women. In fact, they're the best women around. And we're going to see that today here, where Mélanie Joly, Minister of Foreign Affairs, goes on a great speech about censorship during wartime. There's a setup by a Liberal MP, and then it goes from there. This is from March 24th, and a big thank you and a big hail to Blacklocks. A big hail to Blacklocks, one of the very few journalistic outfits out there that is covering real news, and this is from them. So big hail to them. Thank you so much. Before we get going, I always find it funny and actually quite annoying how many great Sardarjis go along with the narrative, how they're truly hand in glove with this ruling political class. I find it astonishing and it as well as upsetting, because this is my bloodline and I don't like seeing it represented in Canadian politics like lapdogs.
Can you discuss the work led by Canada to fight disinformation in this context, whether it's propaganda within Russia, propaganda outside, and how the West can fight on that war? I know it's not particularly in a defense manner, but in a global affairs perspective.
Well, in every war, information is key because it justifies why you start war.
In every war, information is key because it justifies why you start war, she says. Why you start war.
And what we've seen since the beginning of this war, well, before the war, there was a big propaganda campaign because we were saying that there were troops that were getting organized around Ukraine, and Russia was saying, no, that's not the case. And clearly they lied to our face and to the world. Afterwards, they said that the reason why they were sending troops to further invade Ukraine was to denazify the country. While we know Zelensky himself is Jewish, they were saying that in the Luhansk and Donetsk regions, there was a genocide happening. It's extremely not only false, but it's clear manipulation.
Okay, so you disagree with the facts that Russia's putting out there. Okay, fair enough. You disagree with the facts. Let's continue. So there's a disagreement here. Now, does that mean we need online censorship? Well, it looks like we do. Here we go.
And also, since then, they've been engaging in more and more of their propaganda. And meanwhile, we know that it is happening regarding in Ukraine and in Russia, but at the same time, it's happening in our democracies.
I love this. So the propaganda is happening in Ukraine and in Russia, but at the same time, it's happening in our democracies. What is a democracy? Isn't it a place where men and women are allowed to have differing opinions? Aren't they allowed to analyze facts and come to a certain conclusion, one of their own accord, from their own minds, with their own conscience, with their own thoughts, their own thinking? Well, maybe not. I know now MP Randy Hillier has been, of course, shut down from speaking online, and everybody arrested has also been shut down from speaking. They've been muzzled. So let's hear the plan to muzzle regular Canadians now, just non-organizers, not MPs, but just regular people. Let's hear it. You've already been banned from platforms. I've been banned multiple times from multiple platforms. I'm sure you have as well. And now, let's hear her plan for us.
We've banned RT and Sputnik on the broadcasting side. We've pushed digital platforms to also ban them.
Okay, so of course, RT and Sputnik have been banned This is largely symbolic because those broadcasters, cable TV, satellite, had already removed them before the CRTC ban. There's been a huge spat with Facebook, Meta, the parent company who owns Instagram as well, with Russia back and forth. What else?
But we need to do more. And Canada is chairing two important coalitions this year, the Freedom Online Coalition and
Canada's got two new important coalitions, the Freedom Online Coalition and
the Media Freedom Coalition.
And the Media Freedom Coalition. One more time, without interruption.
More. And Canada is chairing two important coalitions this year, the Freedom Online Coalition and the Media Freedom Coalition.
This is full on 1984. We're going to create two new coalitions and put the word freedom in there, but they're actually going to be taking away your freedom. I know, it's cool, right?
And our mandate and my mandate as foreign minister is really to counter propaganda online. So
wait a second. Your mandate as Minister of Foreign Affairs is to counter online propaganda online?
Social media company, our coalition and the Media Freedom Coalition. And our mandate and my mandate as foreign minister is really to counter propaganda online. Social media companies need to do more. They need to make sure that they recognize that states have jurisdictions over them.
They need to ban us harder is what you mean. They need to ban us harder. You know what this is going to do, and I'm a programmer, this as a technologist, as a computer programmer, this is going to create, I'm telling you right now, a decentralized system, a federated system, where people will be able to speak to one to another without these individual platforms, these centralized platforms. That's the actual solution here, so that you can't be banned from one place. Think of email. You can't be banned from email because you can always get another provider. You can send email. Have you heard of an email being banned before? No, because email is a carrier. It's a pipe. It's not a platform. And that's what they're going to use here, and you're going to see that in a moment. They're using this argument that it's not just about a carrier, a pipe for data to go back and forth, but rather they're publishers. As soon as you say that these content, these sites, these social media sites are content sites, ones that are publishers, you're done, because they can now use the words that are on their site against them to say, hey, you got to take responsibility for this. Michael Geist has talked a lot about this. He's a very fine, intelligent fellow. I've followed him for years back in the day. And I'll leave a link, actually, in the description if you want to read more about online censorship and what this means for you.
That they're not technological platforms, but they're content producers.
They're not technological platforms, but they're content producers. That's the argument in a nutshell. One more time.
That states have jurisdictions over them, that they're not technological platforms, but they're content producers. And it is our way collectively to make sure that we can really be able to have strong democracies in the future.
We can have strong democracies in the future by creating new initiatives with the word freedom in there that will take away your freedom. Thank you, Mademoiselle Mélanie Joly. Thank you so much. By the way, a very fine, wonderful looking lady. Unfortunately, her mind and her heart, not so wonderful.
Because this war is being fought with 21st century tools, including social media.
This is bad. I've understood it, by the way. Yesterday, today, I have understood it, and I'll tell you what it is, okay? What I understand is this. Very simply put, I'm going to put it to you in a nutshell right here. Never get arrested, because what's going to happen is this. As soon as you're arrested, to get away, to get out of prison and being held, you're going to have to sign away your rights. You're not going to be able to speak. You're not going to be able to get up. You're not going to be able to network with people physically. You're not going to be able to network with them socially. They want to stop the right to assembly. That's what's happening. Not only the right to speech, right, to actually speak openly, to speak the truth, like Jordan Peterson says, the power of truth, speaking truth to one to another, but also for you to assemble with like-minded souls and individuals. They happen to be on the internet, because we couldn't even meet each other for 2 years, could we? And that's what they want to take away, those two right there, because you cannot have a political revolution or a political, let's say, improvement, okay, without getting together and discussing with your compatriots, and they want to take this away from us.
Oh, thank you. Quickly.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Always the same story. There it is, brethren. Be sure to go to wcfreedom.com right over here, please, and get on the newsletter. Of course, the best way to support us is to like, share, and subscribe. But you can also check out, take a look at this over here. We got BULLETMAKER. We got Vestige. I love comic books. Take a look at that. I'm a computer programmer by trade, but got into the comic book publishing business. BULLETMAKER, fantastic. I love this stuff. All right, take a look. If you're into post-apocalyptic, pre-Armageddon action fantasy, that would be a really great way to help us out. So check it out. The link is in the description, and I really appreciate your time. Hail, brethren, and hail freedom!